It's been 15 years since Virginia won this meeting. 2003, the last time the Cavaliers knocked off the Hokies. That's what's at stake for the Cavaliers in the 100th all-time meeting. For Justin Fuente and Virginia Tech, they need a win today to force another game next week to play for bowl eligibility. Here we go from Blacksburg. Out to the 25-yard line will come Virginia Tech. Adam Amin, Rod Gilmore, Quint Keshnick with you on a frigid day in Blacksburg as Ryan Willis leads the Virginia Tech offense. Here in Blacksburg, first play of the day, Virginia Tech and Virginia. And it's a handoff to Stephen Peoples for the Virginia Tech Hokies for 9 yards. The 100th meeting for the Commonwealth Cup, Virginia Tech and Virginia. Here's what's at stake. A decade and a half of futility for the Virginia Cavaliers. Virginia Tech has won 14 straight. The last Cavalier victory over Virginia Tech in 2003. Here is Peoples. And he's got the first down. Adam Amin, Rod Gilmore, Quint Keshnick with you from Blacksburg, Virginia. And we introduce you to the transfer from Kansas, Ryan Willis, making his 8th straight start after Josh Jackson got hurt in September.
And he's played well, and he said this game is the most important thing to him. He wants to win this game, even though it's been a long time since Virginia Tech has lost. He doesn't want to be the quarterback to give it up.
On 1st and 15, he connects.
He's got Kuma.
Eric Kuma did not play last week against Miami with an injury. He picks up 14 of the necessary 15 yards.
You know, you mentioned Willis as a walk-on. He said during his campus tour, one of the seniors looked at him and said, "Don't ever lose to UVA." One of the first things he learned when he came on campus.
And despite a 4-6 season for Virginia Tech so far, there was a buzz in the building before this game began. And the Hokies have moved the ball well into Virginia territory with another Peoples run.
It begs the question. You lose 14 in a row and haven't won since '03. Is it a rivalry?
If you talk to some of the Virginia guys over the course of the week, and we certainly did, they'll tell you that they're ready for that streak to end. Space for Peoples. And a good run on 1st down for the senior from Galax, Virginia.
Well, and there's been nothing fancy about this opening drive. This is just physical, run it at him, and be the bigger, tougher guy right now. It's almost like there's this mentality from Virginia Tech saying, look, there's a reason we've beaten you, 14 straight. We're just physically superior.
Willis pumps. Willis throws towards the end zone, and it's broken up. Excellent job by Brenton Nelson. He had the coverage on Hezekiah Grimsley.
Yeah, great job by Nelson. He was locked in single coverage in great position. No chance for that ball to get in there. Really, really good play by him.
Grimsley almost kind of had to knock that ball away because Nelson had such great position on it.
Yeah, well, he had the other hand so that Nelson couldn't turn around and make a pick.
Third down and 3.
Tech's gotten a lot of play out of Turner, the wide receiver, up to the top of the field.
He was running the slant. He cleared out to try to get it to Peoples, but he could not hold on. Good job by Jordan Mack, the linebacker, to race over for the coverage.
Yeah, one of your basic concepts, you have the outside receiver run a slant, taking the coverage with them, and then get your back out of the backfield. Now we're going to have a field goal attempt here.
And Brian Johnson started his season 7 for 7. He is 0 for his last 5. So the long field goal kicker, Jordan Stout, has his first career attempt from 43. The redshirt freshman cannot connect. And field goal kicking continues to be an issue for Virginia Tech. The first attempt of Stout's career. An extended drive, but no points in the Commonwealth Cup. Commonwealth Cup from Blacksburg. Virginia Tech, a long drive, comes up empty after a missed field goal. And now Bryce Perkins takes over from the 25 for Virginia. And an incompletion to his top target, Olamide Zaccheaus. Bryce Perkins, another transfer, has had a very productive season. 28 total touchdowns, leading the ACC. Could set the Virginia record with a couple of scores today. Deep shot, wide open man. Tavares Kelly could not make the grab. Oh, the biggest moment in the true freshman season could have been right there.
Oh, he is the freshman out of Miami. 5'8", 160 pounds. Had to wait on that ball because Perkins didn't want to miss him because he was so wide open.
Oof. That would have been the first big play of the day, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Ouch.
Going to try to run for it. At the very last moment, he finds Joe Reed. How about Perkins with a little improvisation for the first down?
Let's go back to that last play where you had Kelly wide open. He's right here.
Yeah.
Watch how he gets wide open. A little confusion in the secondary, and nobody takes him. You've got the free safety, and both safeties looking inside, ignoring Kelly, and the corner rolled up.
Inexperience on this Hokie defense. You've got 10 freshmen or redshirt freshmen on their 2 deep of the defense alone.
They lost a bunch of talent from last year to the NFL. Under pressure and launched away. Reggie Floyd with the pressure for Virginia Tech.
You mentioned losing 7 guys to the NFL. You add to that, you know, some guys who were transferred, removed from the team. You get some injuries, and all of a sudden you're playing a lot of young guys. And we've grown accustomed to Bud Foster and pressure and exotic defenses. He can't do that with the young guys because they get confused, and you saw that 2 plays ago.
Great coverage downfield, this time by Tech, but Joe Reed gets loose, and he'll grab it very close to the sticks at the 49.
And there is absolutely no pressure coming from Virginia Tech. And again, Foster likes to bring pressure, but he can't, and so they don't have a dominant pass rusher. So Perkins has all day to sit back there and try and find someone.
3rd down and 1 for Bryce Perkins. We'll go with Ellis, their leading rusher, and he bangs his way to a 1st down, which should close out the opening quarter. There was juice in the building. There has been heat and shade.
It's still
around all week. I don't think it's going to stop, man. Scoreless through 1 in the Commonwealth Cup. College football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. 100th meeting all time, going back to 1895 between the Cavaliers and the Hokies. Fresh set of downs for Virginia. From the Virginia Tech 49. And it's Jordan Ellis. Running behind a offensive line that is seeing some shifting. They've already sent their center, Dylan Rinkensmeyer, to the bench. Chris Glazer is in at right guard, and they've moved Jake Feeler over to center as well.
That's only the 4th run for Virginia. They've thrown 11 passes so far, so not a lot of confidence in that line, in that rushing attack right now.
Here's some running. Perkins will set up 3rd down and short. We welcome in scarf season with the chilly temperature. It feels like November ball in Blacksburg.
You feel the quarterback draw here?
It worked the last play. They'll run it with Ellis. He got wrapped up, but still kept surging. Rayshard Ashby, the inside linebacker, grabbed him. Let's see where he gets marked.
He is 5'10", 225, kind of a bowling ball and a tough guy to tackle, and you saw him really fight for that extra yardage in there.
Yeah, they're going to measure this. Jordan Ellis is their leading rusher. He wears the number 1 for Virginia. Perkins. A lot of pressure being applied by Rayshard Ashby.
The backup quarterbacks at Virginia Brennan Armstrong wears number 98 because he was a freshman and one of the last guys to get come on campus. And when that's the case, you're not one of the early guys picking a number.
This is like spring training baseball.
Yeah. You know, numbers. I think guys pay a lot of money in the pros to keep a number,
get a number. Sport. There's Perkins again, still searching and maneuvering. What a job by Bryce Perkins to pick up the first down.
You know, in recruiting, numbers are important to a lot of guys. And some guys don't really care. You know, like when I was in school, you know, we recruited, you know, John Elway.
Yeah, sure.
And so
Stanford.
He wore number 11 in high school, and we had a defensive back, Rick Jervis, who wore number 11. And one day at practice in spring, you know, Jervis comes out with a different number. So the defensive backs, we were all outraged that Rick had to change his number, and we're like, this isn't fair. So we're protesting at practice and whatnot, armbands and whatnot and all that. and the word got back to John, and John's like, I don't care about my number. Whatever you want. So Rick got to keep number 11.
And what number did John Elway
get? And Elway got number 7, became 007, and the rest is history, as the story goes.
A Hall of Fame plaque and a couple of Super Bowls. Hall of Fame Boston kid.
Some guys care about numbers, some guys don't.
Perkins. Nothing downfield. Eluding tacklers. Oh, that play was just going and going. And Eli Adams slipped the tackle.
You can see the dilemma that Virginia Tech has. Q. They're going to have to bring pressure at some point. I know Foster doesn't want to do it, but he doesn't have any choice.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful when they bring it. And you need a bull rush up the middle, and your ends have to be careful to keep contained. And that time their secondary, Rod, did a great job. There was no separation. A white jersey was not open for Perkins.
That play went 10 seconds and ended up losing a yard. Ellis slipping through for the first down inside the 15. Ellis, a breakout season last year with over 800 yards.
Are they good enough to run it in from this distance? I don't think so.
Well, Ellis just left the field, their leading rusher. They have really struggled in the red zone this year. 12 TDs in their last 25 trips, and that's been about the clip for touchdowns this year. They're only about 51% in touchdown rate in the red zone. Perkins gets wrapped up. Did that ball come out? That ball came out loose. And Virginia Tech takes over. And it's Dax Hollyfield out of the pack. And Ricky Walker, wearing Beamer's number, made the play.
Was he down?
That's what they're going to find out now.
Was he down? Now, you and I like the way officials handle this. If they're in doubt about a fumble, they call it and let it play through. Now, you can see here, elbow down, knee down, now ball comes out. That's not a fumble. But I like the way the officials play this through, and they will leave it for the booth to figure it out. But left knee down, left elbow down
before the ball started to move. Yeah.
Ball's now out.
I think this will be overturned.
Yes.
And it's a subjective thing. Trey Turner breaking one loose for Virginia Tech. And he takes advantage of the takeaway and takes it all the way down inside the Virginia 45. 43 yards for big play Trey.
Yeah, he's got great speed. He's a freshman, and this is just the jet sweep. They get him to the edge, and they have everyone else sealed inside, and he goes 43 yards. But Adam, you're right. That was an egregious call, and Bronco Mendenhall and everyone else on that Virginia sideline have a right to be upset about that.
Bronco Mendenhall was talking with the lead official, Jeff Flanagan, for several seconds after that call was made. Good play there by Thornhill, stopping Peoples.
Well, it takes points away, potential points away from Virginia, and then you have that momentary letdown and a sudden change, and then they give up a big play to Turner.
McLeese slips through a hole for a first down. Down to the 29-yard line. 11 more yards for Deshaun McLeese.
They've had some success inside. You see them pull one of their linemen in front of McLeese, and it works really well. Just a little counterplay inside.
Willis buying time through behind Grimsley, who made the adjustment. First down to the red zone.
Change of tempo here for Virginia Tech, right on the ball.
And going back to something you said earlier, nothing really fancy on offense for Virginia Tech.
Nope.
And these last couple of plays have been good ones to set up first down and 10 at the 17. And McLeese on first down picks up about 3 or so.
Well, you see, when they want to make something happen, Thornhill gets involved, sifts his way around things. There's good blocking. He doesn't get hit. He's able to get in there and make a play. He's got 8 tackles already.
You saw Deshaun McLeese go to the sideline. Stephen Peoples is in, and he gets the catch. Tiptoeing the sideline. Let's see where he gets marked out.
Good block out there by Chris Cunningham, which allowed that screen pass to Peoples to get going.
Looked like he stepped out right near the sticks, and it is a first down inside the 10 for Virginia Tech.
Best drive of the game for Virginia Tech.
Willis, one-on-one, looking for Turner.
Holy moly!
Big play, Trey Turner, touchdown Tech. Put a hashtag on it, and you'll see it on SportsCenter tonight.
Yeah, look at them, little combat, hand-to-hand combat. He only had one free hand, the right hand, and he makes the catch over a hole. Wow. Going to see some highlights all night long.
Ryan Willis, the quarterback, told us yesterday he gave Trey Turner the nickname Big Play Trey after his big game against Miami last week. That might be the catch of the weekend. 10 on top. Place is buzzing again after a ridiculous play by Trey Turner. The one-handed grab to get the scoring going in the Commonwealth Cup.
Do you know how good that was? I mean, wow.
Wow. Joe Reed with the touchback to send Virginia to the 25.
You got cold weather. You got a defensive back, one-arm pin. You're fighting for position here, and you got to get up, overhaul anyway, and you get this one-handed. I mean, the degree of difficulty on that with everything going on around here, yeah, you got to write the dance right now.
True freshman out of Greensboro, North Carolina. I wonder who's going to jump higher. Him or P.J. Hairston, his former North Carolina Tar Heel brother. Music is still going on the snap. Perkins, not much there. And the juice is only going to keep on moving with Ricky Walker and Khalil Ladler making the play.
Yeah, Perkins wanted the run-pass option. He wanted to throw the slant. That was taken away, and then he just tried to get what he could out of it. You know, not a lot of moving pieces to this offense for Virginia, and Tech has kind of honed in on that.
3rd down to 22. And Perkins, not nearly enough. Dax Hollifield getting to the sideline again. This feels and looks more like a vintage Virginia Tech defense so far in this game.
Yeah, and it's a little surprising given that this is not the most experienced team. They actually have gotten away with a couple of blown coverages
early in the game.
In the game, and a drop pass by Kelly all alone.
Yeah. And pressure coming, and it's blocked. All the way to the end zone, and it's a touchdown for Virginia Tech. Trey Turner with the block again. Another big play. In his first Commonwealth Cup game, the true freshman has delivered back-to-back monster plays for Virginia Tech. Javon Quillen ends up with the touchdown for the Hokies.
Yeah, but that was all about Trey Turner.
And it's 14-0. You said Frank Beamer still has a lot of influence. That was Beamer ball just
totally
then.
Beamer ball that you're talking about again. The freshman Turner, who just a few plays ago made a fantastic touchdown catch, comes out on the punt team and then gets to the punter. Here he comes off the left side. He was so fast in there, he almost had to slow down. He had both hands. He could have blocked it with his entire body.
On the succeeding kickoff.
Let's take a look at where Turner comes from on that left side, and he is just completely ignored. Untouched all the way through. That is a blown assignment. That is something that Virginia has to correct on the sideline, because he just lined up in the gap and nobody put a hand on him. He ran completely free to the punter. That should never happen. Didn't you get the impression, too, that a little bit tired of the talk he was hearing coming from the Virginia area?
Reed looking for a good return, and he'll take it out to the 29-yard line. This is a game that has added value to it for a myriad of reasons.
It's quite refreshing to hear a coach say that.
There was a lot of candor in our discussion yesterday. Perkins, dangerous play, nearly intercepted by Caleb Farley. A penalty marker is thrown from the near side. We're looking for Terrell Jana, but Caleb Farley nearly picked it.
Ineligible receivers, downfield offense, number 77, number 78. Penalty be declined. 2nd down.
If you're an offensive lineman or an ineligible player to receive the football on the snap, you cannot be more than 3 yards downfield when the ball is passed, and that was the case, which is often the case in these RPO offenses when you got a scrambling quarterback.
Perkins took off, and he didn't know if he was going to throw it or run it, and he's trying to block for him.
Here's Ellis. He's hit by Belmar. And now let's see if Virginia Tech's going to use some timeouts here. That was only the second block kick of the season for Virginia Tech, the first since the opening game against Florida State. Here's Ellis on 3rd down and 8. He only works his way to the 35, and Justin Fuente is going to use that final timeout.
Yeah, you know, and this is a good opportunity to see whether Virginia has corrected the problem they had with their punt team. Because last time Trey Turner ran untouched into the backfield right at the punter. Completely untouched, unblocked. No one even paid attention to him.
Bronco Mendenhall said you have to own the state, and to do that you have to win the rivalry game. You have to generate interest. You have to generate revenue. You have to generate a sense of pride. And with all of that weighing on Virginia, along with the 14-year Virginia Tech win streak, it's been a shaky start in some aspects of this game for the Cavaliers. That's a great punt by Lester Coleman to pin Virginia Tech inside the 20. No timeouts for Virginia Tech. They've had field goal issues since early October. So we'll see what happens if they make their way to field goal range. We'll start with a Holston run. Virginia will get the ball to start the second half. Another run. Peace makes the stop on Holston. The 3rd leading tackler, Chris Peace. And now Bronco, now he shakes his head, goes, you know what, no. Again, Virginia Tech's out of timeout, so they can't stop the clock.
He's saving that timeout for the 3rd down. He might want to simply get a stop here if he can and force a punt and see if he can get something done in the punt game.
Well, I think that's what he's thinking. If he gets the stop here, he'll use that last timeout. Virginia Tech can take the clock down to about 20 seconds or so. Chris Peace is there to stop Holston. This becomes an interesting call potentially, depending on the spot. I'm going to say that it's short, so will Bronco take this timeout?
Oh, why not? I mean, you can't take it home with you.
They did put the time back on the clock when Bronco Mendenhall used the timeout. That's a muffed punt. Chuck Davis muffed it, and Virginia Tech has it with 8 seconds left. More special teams miscues by the Cavaliers.
Well, you know, you can try and distract the return guy, and in that instance you had Virginia Tech players yelling at him, but that's all right. That's standard. You get that all the time. You practice that. But you cannot drop that one. Virginia Tech has had field goal issues all season.
Quick throw, Willis, it's picked off! Intercepted by Tim Harris! It's a foot race! No time left, and Willis saves the touchdown! Oh my goodness, what a close to the first half!
And it wasn't just a sprint by Willis. He had an official in his way. He knocked him out of the way. Watch him come over to the sideline and save a touchdown. He comes way over to make this play, but he didn't have an easy time getting there.
Oh my goodness.
Watch him from this angle. He's got an official in his way. Get out of my way.
He took out the center judge, Sean Garrity.
That is the defensive play of the game.
The guys in the studio take over after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Willis with the touchdown-saving tackle on his interception to close the first half. Kept it at a 14-0 Virginia Tech lead. Virginia will get the ball to start half number 2. Bryce Perkins will be out there.
We've had some chippiness in this rivalry. Not of the friendly type of rivalries that you sometimes see, but this one has been loaded with a whole lot of stuff.
First down for
Time for Jiffy Lube's Do More in a Jiffy. We had plenty of action in that first half.
Yeah, and most of it was by Trey Turner. That catch, that one-handed grab, put Virginia Tech up 7 zips. Then he comes right back with a blocked punt, which gets recovered for another touchdown, 14-0. And how about Willis? This is the defensive play of the game. You get a pick by Harris. He runs through the referee and then runs down Harris. That saved 7 points.
Trey Turner with a monster first half. Well, let's see if the Virginia offense can score on Virginia Tech for the first time in 2 years. There's Perkins. Couple of yards. Adam Amin, Rod Gilmore, Quinn Kesnick. Let's remind people what's at stake today. Virginia has not beaten Virginia Tech since 2003. Virginia Tech needs a win today to play a conditional game next week to try to keep their bowl streak alive.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of talking out there on the field and the like, and you just sort of have this sense for Virginia. They've got to switch things up a little bit. They've got to find a way to get Perkins going. The rushing attack from the quarterback position isn't there. They have to throw the ball down the field.
Running it with Jordan Ellis for a couple, Q.
The offensive line, the main critical concern for Bronco Mendenhall, Cavaliers head coach, and their lack of success on first down. When this team falls behind the chains, they have issues. There's been no run game, and Virginia Tech and defensive coordinator Bud Foster have done a great job rushing for, blitzing much less, and playing contain on the dangerous quarterback.
Yeah, Quinn, and they've taken away the short passing attack. They've played man, or they've been aggressive in their zones so that the short throws are really contested.
On third down, Zacchaeus past the sticks for the first down. He held on. And let's see if Olamide Zacchaeus becomes a bigger factor in the second half.
Well, he is a huge part of this offense. He may be as critical as Perkins, and they just didn't get enough touches or targets for him in the first half. They got to find a way to get him going. I wouldn't be surprised if they start to hand it to him.
Sure. He's got 3 receptions now in 25 straight games. Only N'Keal Harry, the stud wide receiver, is going to be a first-round pick out of Arizona State, has a longer streak. There's Perkins. You see the shifty maneuvering from Bryce Perkins. We talked about his dad, Bruce, fullback at Arizona State, where he began his career. He said, though, he gets his shifty moves from his mom, because he was a little bit of a troublemaker when he was younger. Who among us wasn't?
What about Paul?
I mean, Paul Perkins, his brother, pretty good running back, but he's saying when he was a kid, it was because mom was chasing him around and trying to corral him after he got into trouble a little bit.
I think Paul would say he had better moves.
Paul, running back for the New York Giants after a successful career at UCLA. Well, pressure on Perkins. Being chased by Walker, and somehow finding Hassis Dubois for a catch inside the 45.
Can't coach that.
Mom would be proud of that one, I think.
You cannot coach that.
18-yard connection to Dubois.
That is not only athleticism, that is just an athlete. That is a sense. That is some football savviness, keeping your eyes down the field and being cool and calm under pressure.
That was the longest pass play for Virginia today at 18 yards. Hand off to Ellis. About 2.
You know, Quint talked about the problems with the offensive line for Virginia. Part of the problem is Ricky Walker, 25.
Disruptive.
He's been a problem inside, and a lot of teams have had problems with him. They haven't been able to handle him inside and couldn't run inside. Teams that have been able to run on Virginia Tech have been able to double him, get him out of the mix, and then had some success, but he's been disruptive today.
Playing his 49th career game. He was honored as part of the Senior Day festivities. Virginia Tech only has 6 true seniors, a very small senior class. Here's Jordan Ellis moving the chains. Another senior playing for this Virginia club.
Well, Adam, just as we talked about, they do a nice job to see Ricky Walker, 25. They get him moved off to the left side, and they're able to run back inside where he would have been.
Virginia was last in the ACC in rushing a season ago. They've improved to 9th in the ACC this year. Perkins taking a shot for Joe Reed. Did he hold that in with one hand? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Virginia. Their first points against Tech in 2 years, and Joe Reed connects with Perkins.
Well, that's the answer adjustment we've been talking about. Virginia Tech has been sitting on the short routes. They've been jumping everything. And this time, Joe Reed is able to get deep, get behind his man. He gets behind Watts and makes a one-handed catch as Watts was holding on to him. Look at that. He's got the left arm so that he couldn't use it.
A Virginia fan favorite, Joe Reed, the junior, with a huge touchdown to get Virginia on the board. Welcome back to college football on ABC, presented by Jared, all part of the Jiffy Lube rivalry series. Joe Reed, a fan favorite in Charlottesville, gets the first touchdown for Virginia against Virginia Tech. The first points, in fact, a second shy of 104 straight. Wow, that is incredible.
That is a long time to go with a fat 0.
They lost 52-10 in 2016, shut out 10-0 last year. And Reed made one impressive play to get Virginia on the board. Peoples, speaking of getting stopped, good play by Tim Harris, the veteran cornerback. Joe Reed, his dad is a train engineer. He grew up riding trains with his dad, Carlton. And Carlton would regale Joe with stories about the glory days of Virginia football going back to George Welsh. So he always wanted to go to UVA. Joe did. Sure enough, in this rivalry game, he finally breaks the long drought of offense against his rival. When they asked Joe, what are your goals before the year? Number 1, beat Virginia Tech.
Well, there you see him getting in to make a tackle. He's not just a guy who makes that play. That's his 10th tackle. He's also a guy who makes big plays. He picks off the ball.
He's got 5 interceptions.
He is the guy who also is critical to their disguise. I mean, he will line up and make you think it's a 2 deep, and then he's in the box. He's out, so you can't really determine right now. See, right now, 2 deep coverage, right? Probably not going to be that. Yep. See,
they rolled the safety over. They go underneath for Grimsley, and he's got the first down, slipping past Mack. Brought down by Blunt. Ryan Willis's parents made the trip to see this rivalry contest. Here's Grimsley on the jet sweep. He's got the first down. Hezekiah Grimsley.
Peoples 32 out there with a good block that allowed Grimsley to get the extra 5 or 6 yards.
These are some big running backs, kind of bowling ball style backs.
Just watch Grimsley there. He leads this, and look at that lane he opens up with that good block out there over on Hall.
Stephen Peoples, senior, having a career season on the ground. Willis, end zone, and it's broken up. What a play by Juan Thornhill.
I keep telling you, he is one of the best players on the field, one of the best safeties in the country. You've seen him get near the box and make tackles. He has 10 of them on the night. And then you see him down the field here. There's no crime in getting beat as a defensive back, but can you recover and make a play? And he just showed you he could do that.
Juan Thornhill may be the most athletic Virginia Cavalier. This guy has got some videos on YouTube of him dunking.
Oh, yeah.
Dude gets up. Wow, what a tackle by Eli Handback. Just ripped Holston down.
3-year starter there.
37th career game for Handback. Just sheds Eugene Chung.
That is textbook. You see the way he got his hands underneath the pads of the lineman, and then when he saw the play, got rid of him and made the tackle. Textbook.
He's been a rock for this D-line. Last week playing nose guard against the Georgia Tech option. At times this year playing D-end.
Very versatile up front, Q. 3rd down and 9. Willis won't make it this time. Chris Peace closed out the play, so now 4th down, and Brian Johnson is going to come out onto the field. Big shoes to fill for Brian Johnson, replacing the all-time leading scorer Joey Sly. Began his season red hot, but he has gone 0 for 5. Now, granted, all 5 of those misses have been from beyond 40. This is a 31-yarder. And maybe that gives Brian Johnson a little bit of confidence as he puts Virginia Tech up by 10. Nothing like Thanksgiving weekend, partner, and we are so very blessed to get to bring you some college football here from Blacksburg on this Black Friday. Hope if you had the chance to enjoy it with your friends and family, some food this weekend and some football. Hope you got a chance to. We could not be more pleased to be here with you, Rod, Quinn, our entire production crew led by our producer Mandy Cohen, our director Anthony DeMarco, and the fine women and men that have taken time away from their families to be with us and to be with you. So enjoy the weekend, everybody. It's going to be a fun Saturday of college football tomorrow.
There's some pretty big games at stake this weekend. It's going to be enjoyable with the leftovers.
Bryce Perkins 3 for 3 here. On his last 3 tosses, make it 4 for 4. And Joe Reed breaks loose again. Joe Reed in a foot race is going to take it home again. And in the flash of 13 seconds, Virginia's right back in it.
Yeah, this is just a run-pass option. You make a quick throw out. Diablo misses the tackle there, and then you have a second missed tackle and a bad angle. Those mistakes, Joe Reed takes complete advantage of it. And look at there.
We got a 3-point ball game, partner.
We got 2 stars dueling on either side. You've got Joe Reed on one side and Turner on the other. And right now it's the Joe Reed show.
And we've got a battle all of a sudden tonight here in Blacksburg. Reed and Turner are responsible for them in some way, shape, or form. There's Stephen Peoples, brought down by Dylan Thompson. Good play by Thompson. He's not even listed on the Virginia roster on the site with a number. They had to give him the number 68, a grad transfer from Ohio State who only saw 2 games of action in 4 years.
He got a better number than the backup quarterback. Backup quarterback has 98.
Yep.
He gets 68. And you're supposed to earn these numbers the way they do it at Virginia.
Is that an Ohio State tattoo, by the way, on his right arm? Got the block O, maybe?
Yeah, maybe so.
4 years at Ohio State, got a degree in sport industry. Wow, look at that shot by Willis. There goes Trey Turner again. Inside the 35. 44 yards.
Here it is, run pass option. Fake the run inside, get the backer up, throw the slant right behind it. It's Trey Turner again, and have yourself a day, young man. Have yourself a day.
Peoples burrows ahead. Trey Turner didn't even get to play the second half of his senior year of high school. Think about that. Your last year, you're getting ready for college. You want to be ready, be sharp. Didn't even get to play the second half of the season with a shoulder injury. All of a sudden comes up huge last week against Miami after they dressed just 8 scholarship, actually just 8 wide receivers, not even scholarship wide receivers. Just 8 receivers dressed last week. Willis to the edge. It'll set up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, I know the run pass option has become very popular and almost every team runs it now. I hate it. I just hate it.
As a defensive guy, I would imagine it strains your defense a little bit more than you're used to.
All the rules and everything are being changed for the benefit of more offense at the NFL level and at the collegiate level. So that's what we're getting. All right, so more offense, more offense. It's harder to play defense.
I think that's a fair assessment. We're starting to see it in the NFL now. How about that Monday night game we just saw? 50+ from both the Rams and Chiefs. Another keep by Willis. And Ryan Willis sets up 1st down and goal for Virginia Tech.
Who knew? Who knew that Willis had that kind of speed? He is outrunning safeties. We saw him run down one right before the half, but he's become the main rushing guy for Virginia Tech.
That was a 20-yard run for Ryan Willis. He's had a 40-yard run this year, too, against Pitt. Up the gut, and Juan Thornhill coming up to make the stop on Peoples, Q.
I thought when Justin Fuente yesterday in our meetings looked at us and said, you know, Willis is a better runner than people give him credit for. I thought that was kind of a tell, as if to say, you may see him run the ball more tomorrow on Friday.
And we have.
Yep. So far, he's run it 7 times for 47 yards. 2nd down and goal. Willis stacked up. Tommy Christ there to make the stop. Tommy Christ, the redshirt freshman, whose older brother Matt was honored on senior day as an offensive lineman for Virginia Tech. How about that family rivalry?
Yes, but did they speak to each other this week? I mean, if the rivalry is real, you don't talk during the week, right? Yeah, that's got to be a rule. Teammates have got to be on top of you about that.
There's Matt on the other side, the redshirt junior.
Brother Love goes by the wayside this week.
How about the night we've had in Blacksburg tonight? Yeah, we're getting ready for the 4th quarter. In a 3-point game, a 14-year Virginia Tech win streak in the series. Bowl game on the line for Tech. College football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. From Blacksburg, Virginia Tech leads Virginia by 3. 3rd and goal from the 2.
Yeah, it's got to be that guy. Peoples is out. He is the guy that should have the ball.
McLeese gets the carry to the edge. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
They brought McLeese in specifically for that.
He hadn't seen the field in 2 games.
Now they brought him in for the speed to get him to the edge, and he uses it. You know, and they got to the line sort of in a hurry. They came out and got lined up. I'm not sure that Virginia even recognized that Peoples wasn't in and that McLeese was in.
Hadn't seen the game in 2 weeks due to injury. Comes back today and has the touchdown. Virginia did have to take Brenton Nelson, their safety, off the field after that play. And Johnson adds the extra point to put Virginia Tech up by 2 scores.
Well, until you win, it's not a real rivalry, at least in my book. You can't go 15 years and keep calling it a rivalry until you win.
Let's go. Perkins on the keep with a lot of room. And a good run into Virginia Tech territory for Bryce Perkins. 28 yards.
Zone read. He pulled the ball just as he should have. As he found that his back. Ellis was tackled back there, kept it. And again, you watch him run. He is such a smooth runner. You don't realize how fast Perkins is moving.
.82 rushing yards today.
He is similar in size to Khalil Tate, a little bit bigger, more taller.
The Arizona quarterback, an excellent dual threat player himself. Perkins designed run. And there goes Bryce Perkins. Finally brought down after a good block from R.J. Proctor springs him loose for a 17-yard run. Floyd caught up to him.
Yeah, they've pretty much given up on the inside run. They've done things to the perimeter and gotten Perkins involved. And remember, in the passing attack, they made the adjustment at halftime. Double moves, a little bit more throwing to the perimeter. And it's gotten them in this position where they can make this a one-score game.
And Perkins closing in on what would be his 4th 100-yard rushing game this season. Ooh, hands off to Ellis. And Jordan Ellis with the cutback for the touchdown. It looked like a bit of a messy handoff, but Ellis keeps it clean to the end zone.
Well, Evan Butts, the tight end, was out there on the perimeter giving him a block and stayed with it. And a good job by Ellis reading it. He just, look at it. He's with Butts. He's like, oh, he's got him to the outside. I can get back in. Nicely done.
Every rushing touchdown this year for Virginia, all 18 of them have come from either Perkins or Ellis. They are the majority of this rushing attack. And this rushing attack has turned it back into a 3-point game. This rivalry means a lot to Deshaun McCleese. He's from Chesapeake, Virginia, out of a really good high school program in Oscar Smith, born in Norfolk. That ball deflected, I believe, at the line of scrimmage by Charles Snowden, and that fluttered incomplete. 2nd down.
You know, we've had 2 serious quarterback injuries today with Herbert and Milton. You know, this new system, this RPO stuff, you
puts
put
QBs in danger, right?
Risk.
Sure.
They get more hits. They get knocked around a lot more. It's the way the game goes. They aren't protected the same way they used to be protected.
Speaking of running quarterback, there's Willis. And Jordan Mack was the first guy into the backfield. Forward progress gets stopped after a gain of about a yard, and they'll credit Tommy Christ with that.
There was a time you would not let your quarterback take as many hits.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech is on their 2nd quarterback. Josh Jackson is out for the year. That broken leg. And Willis is being run an awful lot tonight. And this is their desperate situation. You know, they win tonight, they get Marshall next week, they get a chance to go to a bowl game. So I get it.
Rod, there is no tomorrow.
I get it. I understand.
Willis under pressure, dumps it off. There goes McCleese again. Won't make the line to gain, and it brings up 4th down.
At some point, though, Q, there is no tomorrow. You win this game, you lose your quarterback. There is a tomorrow. There's a tomorrow against Marshall without a quarterback, and then there's a bowl game. Now, we don't want that to happen. It's unlikely to happen. I'm just saying, you know, the trend in college football is to expose your quarterback, and we see more quarterbacks banged up. We see more quarterbacks transfer. We got 2 quarterbacks starting tonight who both transferred from their original schools.
Davis backpedaling inside the 10-yard line, and he'll work it out to about the 15. It's been 5,473 days since Virginia hoisted the Commonwealth Cup. Nothing there for Ellis. Walker closes it out. This Virginia Tech defense has been a little maligned as of late after what Virginia's done on their 2nd half possessions.
3 possessions, 3 TDs.
Not a whole lot of plays. 13 plays to get those TDs.
Yeah, one took the one play, the Joe Reed 75-yard catch and run. You know how many classes of Virginia players have come through and not beaten Virginia Tech?
Deep shot. Olamide Zaccheaus pulls it in. First big play of of the day for a player that Bronco Mendenhall calls the catalyst of this offense.
Well, it's a mismatch. They got him matched up against Diablo, and that is just something they'll take all day. A 36-yarder, and we talked about this earlier. The passing attack had to go down the field. Virginia Tech was jumping everything short, overplaying it with man. They got a matchup, a mismatch with the safety against Zacchaeus, and he took complete advantage of it.
Perkins behind some very good blocking.
I know you felt earlier that Zacchaeus had to get more touches in this game, and getting him lined up on a safety is a good way to do it. Now you get him back involved. He's a guy that they use on the jet sweep. We've not seen that used in a while for him.
He's the all-time leading pass catcher in Virginia history. He's got 238 career grabs. He broke Billy McMullen's long-standing record. Most catches in Virginia history a season ago for Zacchaeus with 85. Closing in on breaking his own mark this year. Perkins with plenty of time, and he connects with Terrell Jana.
Great job by Vod Tech, trying to come with some pressure, adjusting things, but a better job by Virginia in picking it up.
Perkins was kind of settled back there with a cup of coffee waiting to find a receiver at that point.
The boundary blitz, which is really a staple of Bud Foster's arsenal, picked up well by the running back. Maybe Coach Foster now is going to turn up the heat as all of a sudden Virginia's throwing the ball down the field more.
Good point, Q.
They're on the edge of field goal range. Perkins inside the 30, brought down by Khalil Ladler. Ladler a little worse for the wear after that tackle. He got the wind knocked out of him.
All I know is that it is a lot colder out here than it was in the first half. You can see, you know, the smoke coming from the players now. Didn't have that in the first half.
Belmar limping around a little bit.
The Q's got that.
Q's got the hat. He's fine. He's fine. Q's got the Black Friday deal on his head.
I got hand warmers lining the inside of his hat.
Second down and 8 for Bryce Perkins. The pressure coming, and he finds Dubois, and Virginia has taken the lead. And Virginia has taken the lead on Virginia Tech. When's the last time you heard that?
You want to be a quarterback? You better have some toughness. Watch Perkins hang in here, take that shot in the back, and then Dubois beating the single coverage. Touchdown.
Bryce Perkins in the second half. 7 for 7, over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. He finds Hassis Dubois. The Cavaliers have the lead in the Commonwealth Cup. You want to question this kid's toughness? He's battled back from a broken neck. He's delivered tonight. They haven't won against Virginia Tech in 14 years. They've got a lead. Can the Cavaliers close it out? Still way too much time to determine that for now. Still 7 minutes to play in just a 4-point game. Buckle up. A lot at stake for both of these teams. And after being shut out in the first half. So now Ryan Willis takes over at the 25-yard line. Pressure coming from Mack, and Jordan Mack makes the play. Persistent effort for the stop.
Yeah. Willis wanted to get to Turner, but Turner got grabbed as he tried to get free, so Willis held on to the ball. Mack was all over him. And it's still about Turner if you are Virginia Tech. How do you find ways to get him free?
Hand off to Peoples. And he gets dragged down by Snowden. That'll set up 3rd down and long, but a penalty marker is thrown from the near side of the field.
Flag is down on the play.
There is no foul for horse collar.
I was wondering if there was going to be a horse collar. You can't grab the inside back collar of the shoulder pads or the jersey or the inside collar of the side of the shoulder pads of the jersey, nor can you grab the nameplate of the jersey. You know, and the nameplate was just implemented. That was implemented in 2017 before last year. And you cannot immediately pull the runner down. I think there's a ground. There's grounds potentially for horse collar there.
You think he got that one? I think you're absolutely right.
A lot of people know it as just the shoulder pads, but the jersey and the nameplate are part of that in the rule book.
He got that.
I think there's a case there. Either way, it's 3rd down and 14. Willis, pocket collapsing, ball is out. Virginia Tech recovers it, I believe. Charles Snowden jarred that ball loose, and it looked like Silas Janzi rescued the ball for Virginia Tech. Perhaps a gift from Santa. Watch this.
Good awareness, though. Good hustle by Virginia Tech.
And then Janzi jumped on top of it. So now Virginia Tech has to punt it away, and now time is becoming a factor in this game. Chuck Davis muffs another one. Who's going to have it at the bottom of this scrum at the 32-yard line? It is Virginia ball. That's the 2nd time that Davis has raised the blood pressure of Virginia fans. Snowden with the drive closing play.
15 years. Don't let it slip away.
Oh, man.
You got a chance.
Ryan Willis hoping that he gets his hands on the ball. Can his Virginia Tech defense that has struggled in the 2nd half all year, including tonight, step up? They stack up Bryce Perkins here, led by Reggie Floyd.
The question for Virginia and Bronco Mendenhall, how aggressive will you be here?
Sure.
4-minute offense? You're going to just run the ball and be conservative? Or you're going to trust your quarterback to try to get you a couple first downs and end 15 years of misery?
In 2003, the last win for Virginia. Virginia Tech needs to win tonight to force a conditional game against Marshall next week. Both teams had games knocked out earlier in the year because of Hurricane Florence. They need to win that game next week, too. They got to get there first. That's trying to keep their bowl streak alive. The longest bowl appearance streak belongs to Florida State at 36. The NCAA had vacated some wins in that 2006 season, so it's not the quote-unquote longest streak for whatever reason. It's not recognized, but Virginia Tech has the longest recognized streak, trying to keep it alive with a timeout here. Here's Perkins trying to make the cut up the field, and Walker closes out the play. Virginia Tech still has 2 timeouts remaining. Will they use one here?
No need to.
No, they're using one. Damon Hazelton, the transfer from Ball State, who's been quiet as a receiver today, is back to return.
The block came from over here last time where Turner was.
They bring some heat again. They're not afraid to. And a good punt to flip the field by Lester Coleman. Oh, and Hazelton with a little bit of a shove there. Going up against Joe Spaziani. There's a little tension in the building right now. That one, Snowden, did he pick it? Charles Snowden with an incredible play to try to pick it on his own deflection, and Virginia's got the ball.
6'7", 225 pounds, pretty much a string bean out there, kind of a pass rushing guy, but watch it. 6'7", gets the hands up, and Willis just second time in a row didn't anticipate that window closing and that you had Snowden over there. But great reaction by Snowden, and now that streak might be over for Virginia.
Well, 3:42 still to play. Looking for a knockout punch potentially from the 11-yard line. Nothing there for Perkins. This is a huge next few plays for Virginia Tech's defense. You force a field goal, it only makes it a 7-point game.
Correct.
How about this? The fans are already hitting the exits. We still got some time to play, folks. Timeout. We'll be right back. Justin Fuente now out of timeouts. Virginia, a 4-point lead. You got a couple of Virginia fans celebrating, and obviously they know what's at stake. We had a couple of Virginia people, they'll come in and say, until there's zeros on the clock and Virginia's leading, I'm not believing it.
Well, how about the Virginia band, though? You know, with this rivalry, they got put way up in the third deck, far, far away. They've been enjoying the last few minutes.
Here's Ellis. Oh, Ricky Walker with a good play. Ashby came over to close it out. No timeouts, as we mentioned, so the clock continues to move.
Yeah, there they are, way, way up, far, far corner.
And a lot of bands do end up in places like that, but I just think it's funny in a rivalry game. I just think that's funny.
That's the way you treat your rival.
I just think that's funny.
But they may have a chance to do quite a bit of celebrating that's been pent up for 15 years.
Oh, man. Third down and 9. Key play in this game. Perkins rolling for Zacchaeus. Incomplete. Good coverage by Divine Diablo. And that brings up fourth down. A field goal makes it a 7-point game.
Good job by Diablo down here. Get your head around to make the play. He does, and the officials let them play. Again, it's a trend we've seen this season. We've talked to the officials, and they've said, hey, a lot more mutual combat. You get your head around, a little more leeway.
Remember, Brian Delaney missed the field goal in overtime against Georgia Tech last week to tie it. High snap, handled well by the holder Nash Griffin, and Delaney delivers to put Virginia up by 7. Still 2:41 to go in Blacksburg. Well, you know, give credit to this young Virginia Tech defense on that particular possession. You know, they needed a stop to keep this at a 1-score game. That's been a much maligned defense, especially late in games this year.
It's not the same defense that we were used to seeing at Virginia Tech. You know, they were what, number 4 in the country last year in points allowed with 15, and they've given up a lot more than that this year.
32 this year per game. No timeouts for Virginia Tech. 2:41 to go and 75 yards to try to tie the game for Ryan Willis and the Hokies. That one deflected again.
That is 3 straight.
Yep. That's 3 straight passes. This time Tommy Christ makes the play, a 6'5" defensive end.
Well, at this point, you know, Willis has got to be more aware of it. You got to get him to a 5-step drop, get him removed a little bit more, because they are getting their hands up and they're knocking things down. His confidence has got to be a little shaken.
Pressure. Willis escapes and smartly throws it to the bench. 3rd down and 10 coming up. Here's what's at stake. Virginia Tech with a 14-game winning streak against Virginia. They need to win this game to force a conditional game against Marshall next week.
2003, right?
2003, and they'd have to win that game to be eligible for a 26th consecutive bowl game.
No Virginia win since 2003.
"14 years, 11 months, and 25 days. 3rd and 10. Willis buys some time. Looking downfield. 50-50 ball. Simultaneous. Dalton Keene ripped it away from the defender. Ripped it away from Bryce Hall. What a play by Dalton Keene. And Virginia Tech is still alive.
He was not open. Willis just gave him a chance. He was not open.
How about Dalton Keene?
Hall was in great position, and Keene took it away.
45 yards. Here's Willis. Running out of time, and he'll sling it to the sideline. Looking for Turner, and he's got a catch right at the sticks. Back-to-back incredible plays. Willis buying the time to find Keene, and then doing it again to find Turner. Into the red zone goes Virginia Tech.
Out there's your guy.
Handoff. Peoples lost the football. Loose in the end zone. Virginia Tech touchdown.
Are you kidding me?
A wild sequence and a touchdown for Tech.
This is just crazy. Peoples up the middle, wide open to the end zone. The ball gets knocked out, and then Grimsley gets on it.
Trying to get a head start. Oh, it came close. But guess what? We are knotted up at 31 apiece.
This has been
Unreal.
crazy.
Unreal.
Go back to Peoples losing this ball, knocked out. He was carrying it kind of low, and that looked like it was going to be recovered
By Nelson.
He doesn't get on it, and instead it's Grimsley who gets it.
There he is in the slot to the right. Perkins. Sideline. Looking for Jana. Inbounds, makes the catch. Clock continues to move.
There are two guys that you trust right now if you are Perkins. That's number 2, Reed. There's number 4, Zacchaeus. Those are your guys.
They're both in the slots. Perkins will run. He's got the first down. Clock will stop to reset the chains and then move on the signals.
Well, they have plenty of time. They have plenty of timeouts. Poise is what Perkins must show right here.
.70 seconds to go. Perkins. That one is deflected, and it drops incomplete. Dax Hollifield nearly made the play. Would have been the play of his life.
The freshman, number 4, he gets up.
Whew, how about the hops there?
Yep. He's only 6'1".
That kid runs on adrenaline. Justin Fuente and this staff love the freshman Hollifield. Clock stops at 63 seconds. Three-man rush. Perkins going deep into traffic, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Joe Reed out there.
I'm not sure he was trying to find Reed or hoping for a pass interference
Yeah,
call.
perhaps.
That was great double coverage, and there was no way to get that ball into Reed.
So now the clock stops again. 57 seconds left. 3rd down and 10.
Now the change-up here is that you've got Dubois down at the bottom in what should be single coverage.
Against the redshirt freshman Caleb Farley. Now they bring a little bit extra over there.
Well, that tells you that they're likely playing some zone over there.
Just a 3-man rush again. Perkins looking for a window. It is dropped. Nearly intercepted by Javon Quillen. It would have been the first pick of his career.
Yeah, you know, not a fan of that throw, that selection, because you had to know Virginia Tech was rolling the coverage to the field out that way, that there would be a lot of bodies out there. And that's why I was saying the place to go was to the short side of the field, where you're more likely to get the kind of coverage you wanted.
So now, important punt here. Virginia Tech has been bringing some heat in this game on these punts for Virginia. They already have one block tonight. Coleman delivers it away. Hazelton, fair catch at the 23-yard line. I think the fans wanted him to get some more yardage, but playing it safe. No timeouts for Virginia Tech. Trying to get into field goal range for a struggling kicking unit. It's up to Ryan Willis and the Hokies now on the offensive end. First down, Peoples.
Here's your answer.
Yep, Peoples with a great run on first down. Out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, Justin Fuentes says he'll take his chances in overtime.
Spike here. We talked about the field goal kicking game. Again, coming into tonight, Brian Johnson had missed 5 straight. Made one from inside of 40 earlier from 31 yards. But from 40 plus this year, he's 2 for 7. Let's see if Willis can make it a moot point. It'll be a handoff for Peoples. And he'll get out of bounds. That'll stop the clock across the 40-yard line.
You need about 17, 18 yards to have a realistic chance at a field goal.
3rd down and 3 coming up for Virginia Tech. Draw play. Peoples. And down he goes. Good play by Jordan Mack. And again, no timeouts. So this is going to go to overtime.
Yeah, this is a very conservative drive by Virginia Tech.
But you know what? If you're Virginia, why don't you call a timeout here? Or do you not want to risk them getting the first down? That might be the other question.
Yeah, you don't want to do that and give them a chance to get one more play and try that long field goal.
Thornhill is back, but he's not all the way. Now he's starting to backpedal inside the 30. Bradburn kicks away, and Thornhill just kind of bailed out. Bound all the way inside the 5. Clock is at 000. This is the 100th meeting between Virginia and Virginia Tech. And for the first time in series history, after all of this craziness, the Cavaliers and Hokies are about to play overtime. First overtime game for Virginia Tech with Justin Fuente as head coach. It's the second for Virginia with Bronco Mendenhall. The first was a loss last week. Ryan Willis under pressure and delivers out of bounds. Jordan Mack was closing in.
Trying to get the ball to Trey Turner. Turner was covered very well that time, and protection has been an issue a little bit in the second half for Va Tech.
Bronco Mendenhall and that defense trying to step up. Does this offensive line have what it takes?
Well, you know, considering the way that they've been able to run Peoples at times inside, or even, you know, Willis, surprised they've gone away from that a little bit here.
Yeah, they've run for 254 tonight. Play fake. Willis for Turner, trying to hold on to the ball, and it comes out loose. It's ruled incomplete.
It's a good call.
Bryce Hall with a nice play.
It's a good call. He never had complete possession of it or sole possession of that. RPO slant thrown behind him. You see the left hand in there pulling it out there.
I mean, he had the ball for a while, but he didn't complete the process of the catch.
Yeah. And it's a good call.
Did not survive the ground. And that had a lot to do with Bryce Hall, as we mentioned, one of the better defensive backs in the country. Leads the nation in pass breakups. 3rd down and 10. Willis under pressure, still on his feet, launches it away, and somehow he got away from Charles Snowden. How about the night, especially how about the second half that Snowden has had?
If Snowden makes this tackle,
they're out of field goal range.
They are out of field goal range. He has him right there, loses him, and then how about Willis saving the field goal possibility?
Oh, they would have lost about 20 to 25 yards. Instead, they'll keep it going for Brian Johnson.
No gimme here.
Made one from 31 earlier. Can he make one from beyond 40? On the way in, he delivers. Much maligned in the second half of the season, Brian Johnson with a clutch kick to put Virginia Tech in front at the end of the top of the first overtime. Now Virginia will go to work. A field goal forces double overtime. A touchdown ends a decade and a half of futility against its rival.
And this is why you chose to go on defense first.
Yes.
Now you know your Bronco Mendenhall. You know a field goal will get you a tie and into the next overtime. How aggressive will you be here to try to get the touchdown to end this?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you've had as much fun as we've had.
Enjoy those leftovers with this entertainment, huh?
Bryce Perkins. Looking for Dubois, and he's got a first down. Down to the 14-yard line.
They have lots of options now. Lots of options. They have Perkins with great feet. He can run it. We still have Reed involved, who's already picked up 2 touchdown passes in the second half of this game. Lots of options now for Virginia.
How about that? Perkins held on to it, and that ball came out loose. Is it over? A scrum for the ball, and if Virginia Tech has it, they win. Emmanuel Bilber has it, and the Hokies survive another scare from the Cavaliers. What a win in overtime, and it's 15 in a row. Let's take a look at this sequence.
It is the pressure, but it wasn't the pressure that caused the fumble. It was a missed handoff. It looked like Perkins couldn't decide whether to give or keep. He was thrown by the pressure coming and never made the decision. He was caught in between giving it to his back and keeping it, which is why he is so distraught. It wasn't the pressure that knocked the ball out. It was a zone read. He was trying to decide whether to keep it or give it, and he lost the football. That's just awful for that young man. They were in great shape.
And what a turn in Blacksburg. Let's go down to the field and Quint Kesnick after that wild sequence.
Coach, congratulations. What's your reaction to that last fumble?
Well, this football team's been through a lot, and we had adversity in this game, and our kids stuck together and found a way to get the job done.
What were you thinking when Virginia took the lead?
Well, we knew it was going to be a back and forth battle. We just had to find a way to keep plugging away. Broncos done a great job with their program, and we just had to go play the next play.
What's it been like to play tournament football today?
Well, I'm just enjoying this. This is awesome. We're lived to fight another day. I'm just proud of our kids. I really am.
Congratulations, Coach. Survive in advance, Adam.
That was the theme for Justin Fuente this week. his family with him. He talked about how important this week is to him to have his wife, his girls with him over a Thanksgiving holiday. And Virginia Tech Hokies keep the Commonwealth Cup.
You know, Adam, a rivalry game is so emotional. The agony of the defeat here when you're the guy who lost the football and 15 years of thinking about it. On the other side, Willis, tears of joy. He was told when he got to campus here, do not lose to UVA. Keep the cup. And they have the cup, and they're drinking from that thing.
It runneth over in Blacksburg for a 15th consecutive year in a classic rivalry contest. Final score in overtime, Virginia Tech 34, Virginia 31. Let's get you back to Kevin Negandhi in the studio.